Hello and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms, the podcast that provides you with all the latest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are looking to substantially increase your caseload in the next 6 months, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy. Welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, everyone. I hope you guys are having a rockin' week thus far. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing you to someone who is going to help you, especially if you are an estate planning attorney. You're going to want to listen to this interview because you are going to be able to skyrocket your results in 2024. So with that, I'm going to introduce you to the great Joshua Schneeloch. How's it going, Joshua?
Yes, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'm really excited about it because, we have the last few weeks in 2023 and we're getting ready for a powerful 2024.
There you go. So I said a few things about you already, Joshua, but in your own words, why don't you introduce yourself? Who are you and what do you do?
Oh, where do I start? I'm a motivational, entrepreneurial, inspirational person, I would say. I started, as you can hear, I started in Europe myself, my life as an orphan in Germany. I grew up there. My first trip to the United States was about 32 years ago from K-Town, Frankfurt to Las Vegas to meet my uncle. But it's not my real uncle. It was actually the brother of my sister, of the nun who raised me in an orphan in Pirmasens in Germany, close to the France border. And my uncle, Siegfried, from Siegfried and Roy, the magician from Vegas, that was my first visit. And, on the trip back to Germany back in the days, I met famous people and I become myself famous too, because I was found as a new fashion model for Jean-Paul Gaultier and for Terry Mugler. And then I became a fashion model in Europe. Then after a while, I started my own boy band, musician. So we had a boy band. One of our music producers was Frank Farian, Milli Vanilli. And by the way, there's a new movie.
Okay.
Just came a movie out just a few weeks ago for Milli Vanilli. Yeah, so that's kind of the short story. And then, back in the days, 15 years ago, I came to the US and started my insurance business, financial advisor business. And now we're actually helping financial advisors, insurance agents, estate planning attorneys, notaries, CPAs. We help them drive business. We call this a business for licensed professionals.
Nice. Interesting that you mentioned Las Vegas because that's where you and I met.
Yeah, that's exactly. That was actually last year.
Yeah, that was last year. Yeah. Time flies, doesn't it? Right around this time. No. It was a little later during the year of last year. Yes, you're right. So we're talking today about empowering your law firm with White Wing. So White Wing is the name of your corporation, correct?
Yes, White Wing Insurance Solutions. Solutions because everything around insurance transaction or financial advisor, estate planning transaction can be done through our platform. We have a front end, an attorney can get a front end page, a website, a landing page where they can pull in their clients. We have estate planning forms created where they can actually pull out all the questions and get all the questions answered. And then from there, they do their spiel with the estate planning services, and then they can reach out, and the processing in the back end, like case processing, is all done through our solution. So there's a back end services, a back end system as well in place, where the attorney can see the process, the case process, and they can see it's a database basically, where they allow them to really track the entire process of the client, but also allows to reach out to the client if they have some attorneys have insurance license or financial advisor license, and they can actually also sell other programs to their clients through our platform as well.
Nice. Now tell us what is your superpower? How do you help these estate planning attorneys? How do you empower them?
You know what I always say, if an attorney can say, I don't need to do all the nitty gritty and the heavy lifting work anymore, I can just focus on getting my clients on my platform, and Widewing is doing all the heavy lifting for me. That will be a perfect client, and that will be a client saying, okay, I love working with Widewing.
Okay. Are you willing to share any success stories that you've had?
Look, so what we always say, or we know, for example, top attorneys or top producers, we call them producers because they're producing business. They transact estate planning cases, but they also sell other programs to their clients, because nowadays we always have to think about to serve the client, get the client what the client needs. And the best way, if you have a client, an estate planning client, you want to make sure that you work with a good financial advisors. If you have the license yourself, you can actually create cross-selling business for yourself, because now you're not helping only the client with estate planning, you're also helping the client getting them the perfect life insurance, the perfect long-term care program, or the perfect insurance program, whatever the client needs to satisfy. That's what we're doing, and that's what we're trying to accomplish with you on a day-by-day basis.
Okay, gotcha. Now your background is very, very intriguing. I'm curious, and I'm sure the audience is curious to know, what led you to this line of work, to deal with estate planning attorneys, financial advisors, et cetera, et cetera. What gives us a little bit of a look at that?
Yes, thanks for asking. So let me tell you a story. So
sure.
15 years ago, when I came from Europe, Germany, to the US, in the US, you have, or in Germany, when you have an insurance, you pay 300 euros, or it's about $400 per month. Yeah. And you have your insurance, and you find you don't have to deal with insurance anymore. That's it. And you get your ID card, you go to a doctor, and then after your doctor visit, you go home, and that's it. You don't see doctor's bill, you don't see hospital bills, you don't have all of those things. So I moved 15 years ago to the US, and I thought, okay, I need to get an insurance. So I looked around the market, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to go with a PPO. At that time, I was with Cigna. PPO, as you know, it's an 80-20 split, gold. And I thought, so I have covered. I did pay more. I paid about $700, for my insurance. And then one night, I got crazy stomachache. Really, I was like, do you know the movie Alien when this alien comes out of Scott Ridley's stomach?
Oh, right.
Yeah, this is a crazy, crazy scene. That's
Yeah,
how I felt. That's how I felt.
really.
I felt like, oh my goodness. But I was lucky enough. I lived close to Cedar Sinai, and I walked there, pain into the emergency room. I said, I have pain in my stomach. I don't know what's going on. It was 3 a.m. in the morning. So they put me in the MRI. They did everything. So I was waiting in the room, waiting for the doctor for the results. The doctor came in the room, gave me a drink, like a white liquid. They said, drink this, and you should feel better in 1 hour. I said, and that's it? Yeah, that's it. You can go. Really? I drank it. 1 hour later, I had a really large, poop, So it was actually constipation. But that's not the end of the story. The end of the story, when it really changed the view of insurance world and everything else in the US, was when I got my constipation bill. $35,000.
35,000?
Yes, $35,000. Yeah. So as you know, with a health insurance plan, 80/20 gold plan, you don't pay the $35,000 because you have out of pocket max. Yeah. So I have to pay $6,000 out of my own wallet. Yeah. So the crazy part of this is I couldn't believe that I had to pay so much money for that, because I've never seen a bill. First of all, I've never seen a bill in my life from a hospital in Germany. I have never been asked to pay a portion of that. And the third part was I was lucky to have a good saving account to just pay this bill. But as you may know, 60% of bankruptcy in the United States are because of healthcare costs. 60% of the United citizens. So, and these are only the registered bankruptcies. Yeah. So this is what made me think, wait a minute, if so many people get bills and they suffer because they cannot pay the bill because they live from paycheck to paycheck, I thought, let me try to make a change in this industry as well. So I made my license. I run into a person who helped me working with a lot of brokers. I was quickly a top producer in the industry. But I found this gap with agents and brokers not having the backbone and having the support you need when you start a business. And this goes from an insurance agent. This is a CPA has the same issue. A notary. Where do they get the clients? How do I handle the clients? What do I do with the client's data? How do I manage that? How can I cross-sell? How can I do all of those things? So that's where this Wide Wing came in place. And I said, okay, let me create a platform, a technology which allows an agent or an estate planning attorney to run my business more smoothly, more focused, and generate more business. We know an agent or an attorney who uses our platform increases every single year their financials, their sales by 30%. And here's why. Only by focusing on clients they already signed, they already have in their book. Because mainly we run like hamsters in a wheel, trying to generate more and more clients, more new clients. But we forget about that. All of those clients already in our book of business, they are potential clients for cross-selling, for other programs. Go back to your client and ask them, hey, do you need, as we talked about estate planning, but I realized you have 2 new kids. Do you need them to be on a health insurance? Do you need? Do you want them to add them in your life insurance? And there's so many many programs available out there where you can write with 100 clients yearly your business. Every year, you just need to take care of them.
Wow, that's true, and that's an incredible story. Thanks for sharing that, because I can see where the concern is, and to be honest with you, that's a huge concern in this country. So there's a definite need for that type of service. So kudos for you for seeing that and having the gumption to try to address it. So kudos.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you. I appreciate to be in the show. This is great. I love it.
Yeah. Wow. So one would say that was an expensive bowel movement, if you will.
Yeah, we, for example, what we're doing right now is, I'm always saying it's actually so simple to create a value for your own and drive your business. It doesn't matter if it's an attorney law firm, it's an estate planning law firm, or insurance financial advisor practice. What is really important is that every single estate planner invests in your own leadership journey. So what we're offering right now, or what we're doing for end of year and preparing for 2024, is a strengths leadership assessment, where you can actually see your strengths. We always forget where our own strengths are. We always run, we always run like a hamster in the wheel, trying to hunt the dream. But we forget about that we're mainly and very often living the dream. That's what I always say, because it's really, the grass is always greener on the other side. Do you know that this this saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Grass is always greener.
Grass is always greener on the neighborhood side. Yes. So if any estate planner is interested in an assessment, we work with Clifton Strength Finder. I don't know if you ever heard about that. Yeah. So, and that's really good, because it gives you the opportunity to learn about your own strength, because it's not about talking about what's your weakness and all of those things. It's about what is your strength, and focusing on your strength to make sure you can get the goals done you set for 2024.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let me switch gears a little bit.
Yes.
When you first came here, before that event happened, before that that incident happened, what was your purpose or your goal of what were you planning on doing?
To be honest, when I came to the US, the first thing I was really doing was just enjoying the country of my dreams, following the dream in terms of stepping in the footsteps of my father I never met, claiming my birthright, get my US citizen, and just enjoying life. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I enjoyed very much Beverly Hills, West Hollywood, Palm Springs. I traveled a lot in the US to just see the places I always saw in movies. I watched a lot of basketball games, LA Lakers and Chicago Bulls, because that was the teams I was following. I was standing up in early mornings in Germany to watch the games, because when they were happening in the evenings here in the US, that was early mornings in Germany. So I really followed everything. So I learned and I became myself, because as growing up as an African German person in Germany, where you be surrounded from white people, that was like learning and getting. In my book I'm writing, it's my memoir. I'm talking about this becoming Black. In my first journey in the US, when I came here, was really becoming Black, understanding the roots of Blackness, and that was really the goal. And I said, okay, I want to write my book. I want to go on stage, talk about my journey, and be motivational, inspirational for people, and tell everyone there is nothing you have to be scared of. Nothing.
Yeah. It's so funny because you just segued me into my next question. I was going to ask you about the book. I understand you have a book out there. It's been released, right? Or is it
still... No, it's going to be released in February, actually.
Okay.
It's going to be the birthday of the nun who raised me in February 21.
Okay.
As a thanks to her for her work, for her dedication. I'm really excited. Going to do a book tour next year to talk about the journey and share the knowledge or the things I learned with financial advisors, with estate planners, with licensed professionals as a whole.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard about that. I'm super excited to do that. I definitely will love to when it does come out. Maybe distribute it to anyone who's downloaded this episode, and that way they can at least take a look at it. But that's to come. So now you live in California. Have you ever lived anywhere else here in the States, or just California?
No, just California, and that's the place where I'm gonna stay. That's what I always say to friends when they visit me from Germany. I always say, now living in California is so great. The reason is you can go into, and you're on the East Coast, so
yes.
I love traveling to the snow. I love seeing the snow. I love seeing all of those things, but I like and love it even more to live under the palm trees, So to go back to the palm trees, and because that's where your home base is and your life is. And back in the days, it was the opposite. I lived in Germany. It's pretty cold out there. And I traveled for vacations to other places, and now it's the opposite. That's why, I think I'm going to retire in California.
Yeah. Do you ski at all?
No, I'm snowboarding a little bit, but not really. I can stay in a really snow wonderland always for 1 or 2 days, and then I have to go back under the sun.
I hear you. Yeah, I love the sun. I love the hot weather. I definitely more into. I mean, I'm here in the East Coast, and it's always cold here. I mean, well, not always, but in the winter it gets pretty cold. But I do enjoy my summers.
I really enjoy East Coast too. But again, flying back home to the palm trees is what I prefer.
Oh yeah. Of course. I mean, if I could make that work at some point in my journey here, that's what I'm doing too. So I hear you. Okay, so you have a very interesting story. That's why I'm glad that we were able to make this podcast, so I can
thanks for inviting me.
Introduce you to the world here. It's really intriguing. Do you have anything that we can share with someone that will get to know you a little bit more? Anywhere, any not website, but any kind of like a introductory call or anything like that you want to talk about?
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hello there, listeners. If you're an attorney
and you would love to be a guest on the show so you can promote your services to people that listen to the show and beyond, give us a call at 888-416-7752 or send us an email at podcast@lbmsllc.com. One of my associates in the podcasting team will send you an email and connect with you, schedule some time, send you the podcast intake form, and schedule you to be interviewed on the show. So if that's something that you really would want to do, go ahead and take one of those actions, and we'll take it from there. So until then, enjoy the rest of the show.
So, what you can definitely do, you mentioned the website, but go onto the website, www.whitewinginsurance.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can click around there. They can actually book demos on there. They can meet with me on one-on-one sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, what I mentioned in the conversation is kick off 2024 correctly, and on our platform there is a great way to help you with an assessment where your strengths are, and then we'll have a one-on-one conversation on how can we help you with your book of business, what do you have in place, how do you want to, and it's not about our expertise is not as an attorney in terms of laws and all of those things, but our strength and help we do for attorneys and financial advisors is how can you optimize your client base? How can you be more efficient and productive, effective with your practice? Because you should focus on just getting being the professional attorney with your expertise, and let us handle with our expertise your practice.
Gotcha. How are you currently getting clients? What's your marketing practices?
So what we're doing a lot of SEO marketing with each individual platform, each individual profile.
Mm-hmm.
We call it digital prospecting tool. And with a digital prospecting tool, we give you the capability of driving a lot of clients, a lot of individuals on your individual landing page. You're going to get a landing page which inhales your profile, a short bio, a profile picture, your estate planning quota or estate planning questionnaires. It's been built in, and then we have weekly and monthly Zoom calls, session calls, where we train and educate attorneys or financial advisors on how to drive more sales and how to optimize the book of business.
Awesome. So 2024, let's talk about that. What's that looking like for you? What do you have? Do you have any new programs in mind, or are you going to just try to double down? Like what's that?
So the majority of program right now is really help getting all the licensed professionals up and running for 2024. With an assessment. It all starts with an assessment. Then it's I work with a very electrifying person with Nicole Pawelka. She's a powerhouse of creativity, leadership prowess. She's an architect of unconventional success. She's a best-selling author as well. So she is worked for Fortune 500 companies. She's a leadership coach, and we work with her to drive programs. And then, and that's potentially also a person you might know is Sean Kalagi.
Yes.
Sean Callaghy with Unblinded, who's an attorney, a blind attorney. We worked with him as well on a program to give estate planning attorneys really the grasp of driving their sales in 2024 as well. So if people want to look into that, it's also on the on our website. If they click onto the way how we sell differently, the sell differently is really something people want to know. It is, because it's not just enough to know how to do something in theory. It's more important to understand in influence mastery, or the process, or the self mastery, and that's what really makes a good attorney a powerhouse. And that's why we work with the motivational speaker, and it's really an inspirational person. Sean Callaghy is himself. He runs 2 different attorney law firms in New Jersey. So, and it's really a phenomenal work with him together.
Do you plan on heading to Jersey in 2024?
I'm actually going not in person to New Jersey next week for 3 days. I'm going to be in a Zoom call with them for an amazing workshop. It's the end of year event, but I'm definitely going to be next year in summer in New Jersey.
Okay. Well, then you're going to have to look me up, man, because we could, we'll just grab a beer or something.
Absolutely. You've got to show me around in New Jersey.
I'll show you around, man. I'll show you around. It's a great place, especially in the summer.
Yeah, that's why I'm coming summer. It's too cold in the winter.
Yeah. So I will definitely put a link to your website in the show notes so people can, just poke around there and get to know you. I will also put a link to your LinkedIn. So if they want to contact you directly, they can, because you and I connected on LinkedIn, so I can actually do that. And that's, this has been really, 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 really great. Thanks for coming. But before I let you go, is there anything I did not ask you that you think will benefit the audience?
That's an interesting question. When is my book coming out? That's what you didn't ask. No, I'm just kidding. But my book is coming out. Let me share this with you as well. So my book is coming out on February 21st. You can pre-order on Amazon already. So it's called The Favorite Son, from Joshua Schneeloch.
The Favorite Son.
Yes,
okay.
The Favorite Son.
Is there a link that you can give me?
There is definitely a link. I'm going to definitely share with you as well.
Okay. Yeah. Share me that link. I will put that as well in the show notes, and you guys can at least pre-order it and get on the list or something. So that's great. Thanks for sharing that. I'm glad I asked that question. Well, again, thanks for coming, Joshua. Definitely look me up in the summer so we can hang out here in New Jersey. I'll show you around. And don't forget to do that. And with that, I'm going to put an end to this episode. This has been Frank Deming, the local business guy, and you've just been blessed by the great Joshua Schneeloch. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Until next week. Take care. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms, the podcast that provides you with all the latest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you would like to know more about the topic we discussed on the show today, reach out to Frank and his team at 888-416-7752 and schedule a discovery call with one of the marketing consultants. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, send an email to podcast@lbmsllc.com and we will put you on the schedule. With that being said, until next week, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.